I'm going to show you how to use Excel to calculate the factorial calculation, permutations calculations, and combinations calculations. It's really quite simple. You just need to know the notation that you need to insert into Excel, and it's done quite quickly. The factorial notation is that exclamation point that you keep seeing after your numbers. And essentially what that means is you multiply the number that you see times every number following it. So let's say you saw 5 factorial. What that actually means is happening is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which if you multiplied that out would equal 120. But when you start getting into the larger numbers, like I have here in my example, 15 factorial, that's going to be a relatively large number, and that would really take a long time to do 15 times 14 times 13 times 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 and so on. So that would take a really long time. So we want to let technology do that for us. So in Excel, what we want to do is just input into our cell the string of characters that you see here. We want to equal factorial, and then we want to put our number in. And as always, whenever we're going to do a formula, we start with the equal sign. And then Excel recognizes the word factorial, and see, it already puts it up there. It wants to know which one of those we're going to do. We're going to do factorial. And then we're going to put a parenthesis and look, it wants the number that we want to know factorial of, and we want 15. And then we close our parenthesis. And if we hit enter, it gives us our answer. Now it puts it in scientific notation, which means we would need to add in our zeros back in there if we wanted it out of scientific notation. But let's do one like maybe 5 factorial and see what that is. Let's look at a smaller factorial number. Oh, I forgot my equal sign. This one won't be in scientific notation. Equals factorial 5. And that one gives us 120 because that's, you can check that, that's 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Now, let's look at permutations and combinations. Now remember, if you're doing permutations and combinations, the difference with those is that one involves order, where order matters, and one, order doesn't matter. Now if you're doing permutation, that is for lists, and order matters in that case. However, if you're looking at combinations, we're talking about groups, and order doesn't matter at all. So we're talking about having a larger set, and we're taking a smaller set out of the larger set. So in permutations, we said order matters. So in my example, I have a larger set of 6, and I'm taking 4 things out. And I want order to matter, so I'm taking a permutation of 6 things taken 4 at a time. So my formula is equals, permute is the terminology for Excel, and I just start typing equals permute, and look, there it comes up. And I put my parenthesis, and then it tells me how it wants the information entered. It wants the number, and then it wants the number chosen. So the number is how many I have, and then it wants comma, and how many chosen, which is 4. And I close my parenthesis, and it's going to do the calculation for me. There are 360 ways I can have 6 items taken 4 at a time. So let's look at that calculation if I'm doing combinations where order doesn't matter. Again, I'm going to start with the equals, and I'm going to put in combine, C-O-M-B-I-N, and look, there it comes up. My parentheses, again, it wants the larger number and the number chosen. I want 6 things taken 4 at a time. Close my parenthesis and hit enter. And there I only have 15 combinations. And that's how you would use Excel to do these calculations of factorial, permutations, and combinations.